today?
I don't know how to. I need to reset that. Whoa.
Okay, can you hold on? Can you Box? Can you switch to the break screen just 1 more second? Break screen.
There might be 1 or 2 spots where there will be a reset. So you know.
Yeah, no, that was more so I wasn't sure what was going to happen with that, whether my cartridge would do that the way I wanted it to, which luckily it did. But in case it didn't, I figure it looked kind of silly on stream to have that on there. Either way, if you're ready to go, then let's get some hype for Illusion of Gaia.
Am I ready? Sure, sure. Can I get a countdown? Yes. 3, 2, 1, go! Wait, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, timer is now 2 seconds off because I pressed
That's
the wrong
whatever.
button, but Okay, so this is Illusion of Gaia, my personal childhood game. I played this so much, like between 6 and 10. So, yeah, that's why I picked it up. And this game is also stupidly difficult. Between those ages of 6 and 10, I never got halfway through the game.
Yeah, no, this game is like basically original Dark Souls. While I was trying to get my way through Lufia, which you've probably seen me play at BSG at some point if you've been around for a while, she was playing this. So yeah, good old childhood memories, I guess.
Yes. Why is B? We might have an issue. I might need to reset. There's something went wrong with button inputs.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to reset the run.
Okay, Box, if you can reset the timer for me, please.
Because something went wrong in my button input, which actually will lose me an easily couple of minutes, even if I press every button correctly and perfectly, which is not gonna happen because I'm used to a different button input. Yeah,
that's the plan.
Okay,
We'll just try it again. No harm done.
This needs to be on button type 2 because it says A is not used, but it is used, and we use that a lot. So auto countdown?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
There.
So yeah, second try is a charm, I guess.
The basic concept of why we always use button type 2, let me just get that straight out of the way, is with button type 2, B is our main attack, Y is our items, and A is technically no use. Instead of A being attack, B being items, and Y having actual no use. The thing is, A still has a use in button type 2, in that it skips conversation. It doesn't start new conversation, for example, but it does get rid of the old text boxes. I'm already running wrong, by the way. I need to really pay attention to my new route. We're going to fix that in a little bit, but we're just going to be a tad bit slower because we're doing marathon strats and we're going to save or get a few red jewels to make it a bit easier on me.
That's for an extra herb, isn't it?
An extra herb and an extra defense point, meaning that I take 1 less damage from every source.
Right.
The herb is purely for a single fight. The other one is for 2 reasons. One being that same fight in the vampires, which is absolutely absurdly difficult. Like, even the world record holder sometimes just loses run to dying on that fight. The other part is Pyramid, which is another, like, really difficult part. I need to be in this house first. This is the House of Lance. Upstairs, there is an herb in one of these pots. Or a red jewel. If we get 5 of those, we get an extra defense point and an extra herb. If we get 3, we get just an herb.
I believe there's like 50 or so in total in the game, aren't there?
There are indeed. I don't know the exact amount, but there are 50 upgrades you can get, so I'm expecting it to be 50. We get that red jewel. We're going to do a really weird path because, as I said, normally you do this at the start, but That's no longer really an option because I walked the wrong way. Normally, I don't get red jewels in any percent because, well,
It's
it's
slow,
it's
I
slow
guess.
and unnecessary. But on marathons, it's recommended because you lose about 2.5 minutes, but it guarantees you the vampire fight. So this is Kara and her pet pig Hamlet. Hamlet is our hero.
Woo, Hamlet.
Hamlet. Um, Kara
Oh,
is the
sorry.
princess of the nearby castle, and she escaped said castle, and now she's here. Now she is currently in trouble. She found her house, but the soldiers have found her again as well, and are taking her back to her room, which is essentially her prison. Other important characters to note in this game. The lady you see is Lola. She is my grandmother. And the old man is my grandfather. My father has passed away in the Tower of Babel, which is one of the big final dungeons. We managed to escape the dungeon. He brought his 11-year-old son to the most dangerous place on Earth. Don't ask me why.
Parenting 101 right there, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Lola's gonna also teach us a song here, Lola's Melody. Really important song. You can't really pass the rest of the game unless you have Lola's Melody. We did the 2 herbs or jewels in Southcape as well. Okay, yeah. Just making sure with my notes that Toon here has opened for me. Just to make sure that I'm not accidentally missing one, because missing one means that I don't get that armor upgrade. Which means that it's still more than doable, but it's going to make Pyramid a bit more punishing.
So can I come in real quick in between? Because I just got confirmed we are, or with what we've raised to this event, we are indeed the 3rd biggest active beneficiary of the Dutch Cancer Society. Just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
So here we mash with A, so we don't talk to the guards again. And then we're gonna look for Kara, because Kara intrigues us, and she is intrigued by us. And there will be more later on, but currently she's a bit of, how do I say this politely? A bit of a snob. I got that from the wrong angle. He launches us forward, giving us a speed boost, but only from the right angle. Then behind this pillar, there's a red jewel. That's the neaty one in Edward's Castle. So we're currently on 3 out of 5 we need. And we were sent to the castle to get the crystal ring for the king. And we didn't have it, so we get sent to prison. By the way, random note, that is currently not important, but that will get really important later on, in about 2 hours. Both the king and the queen have blonde hair. Kara has black hair. That will become important, just trust me. Because I'm going major tinfoil hat in about 2 hours.
I have never noticed that.
Exactly. That's part 1 of a major conspiracy theory that I'm just going to bring out here.
You gotta love a good conspiracy theory, right?
So we got Fat the Brat from the prison and still and everything, and then it becomes nighttime, and all of a sudden, a familiar voice comes from our flute. The flute is my father. My dad is a flute.
I mean, I remember yesterday with or this morning rather with FF6, we had our father being, a piece of crystal, but a flute is probably even more weird.
That was some mediocre mashing, but oh well. And now we're gonna wait at the prison door because there it is, Hamlet, our hero. He's gonna bring us the prison key.
Woo, Hamlet!
Also, that's not the last we will see of Hamlet.
Good. I like Hamlet.
Hamlet comes back, yes. I have some news for you very soon.
I know. I already know.
Yeah. We'll try and keep it spoiler free. So we're gonna escape prison because we don't like being in prison. Being in prison is bad. This is the quote-unquote tutorial dungeon. Now, as a little kid, I remember dying in this dungeon a bunch of times.
Same.
Because it's a tutorial dungeon, but just like anything in the tutorial or in Illusion of Gaia, its difficulty settings are ridiculous.
Yeah, this is actually OG Dark Souls, basically. That's how difficult this game is.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Yeah. We just did 2 quick little time saves that might have gone completely unnoticed. One we'll see here as well, if I can actually hit that. We open the menu so that the orb animation is quote-unquote finished. And so we don't have to wait for the orb animation anymore. Which means that I wasn't fast enough for that one, so I have to go for this one. That kind of sucks. Which means that we can kind of walk through a wall and don't have to wait for this quite long animation.
That's one way to deal with those bats.
It also allows us to menu whilst doing stuff. For example, we need Lola's Melody right here. So we do the orb cancel and in the meantime get out the song. That bat fight went kind of mediocre because I got launched very far backwards, which means that the orb cancel overall had less impact. But, you know, generally speaking, that it went pretty well. There's nothing really major that can go wrong yet. I say I have died in prison before in actual runs. I have lost runs to prison. Prison is not a joke. This is the tutorial dungeon. So yeah, that's this game in a nutshell. Difficulty. You can attack these in multiple ways. I just like the vanilla way and just attacking them straight. But you can also look downwards and hit them both at the same time. It makes the jump attack a little bit more consistent, but the other attacks are a lot more inconsistent. So it kind of depends on runner's preference. It doesn't really lose time either way. Unless you mess up. So now we're gonna become the Dark Knight Frieden, and Frieden is yeah, he's the Dark Knight. I don't know. He's Batman apparently. That was a bit of slow walk, but Frieden has this giant sword. So he has, for example, more reach than Will, and he does double Will's damage, or at least double the damage of Will's normal attack. The jump attack of Will, where he used his flute mid-air or jumps on someone and slaps him with his flute, do as much damage as this giant sword I'm holding. Again, how? I don't know why. We had 4... Actually, I'll just get... I already remember I missed one. We're gonna have to kill you and get this red jewel as part of our safety jewels.
That's number 4, isn't it? Or
That's
is
number 4, I believe. I missed the other one in actually, no, the other one in prison is about to come up. So we're not going to get the next one because we need only 5 and there are 6 on my list. The other one is slightly faster than the one I've got. There was one in the bottom right corner there. But there is one really short one still coming up in, I believe, the town of Frisia or just before Diamond Coast. The place just before Frisia. Yeah, this is Lily. She is a dandelion. She is also really helpful. And we like Lily. Although not as much as someone else likes Lily, but minor spoiler alert.
Can I do a donation, or is he...
Sure, we're just about to save Kara anyways, so yeah, donation.
We just got a €15 donation from Niena Ornar saying, everyone knows I love me some bid wars, so let's even out on the incentive and see if we can get a bit of a bid war. Thanks for an amazing event and good luck, Jessica. And with that, I believe the bid war is currently tied.
Before you look at it, Kara is running as fast as I'm walking, or was walking as fast as I'm running. Just putting it out there, she is walking as fast as I can run. I don't know how that works. She has a running animation. She legit has a running animation. But then she's still walking whilst I'm running.
So yeah, with that, the bid war is currently tied. So any donation for either one can tip the favors for one or the other.
So we're gonna have an exciting bid war.
Looks like it.
Wait. If it completely breaks even,
Then it's
Which one?
runner choice.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, technically speaking, I kind of want to do kill the fish just because it makes my life easier. On the other hand, I did put money towards saving the fish.
Ooh, the eternal dilemma right there.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna determine depending on how good Inca ruins go. Because if Inca ruins go bad, then I have less faith in vampires. So I'm gonna depend. It's going to depend on the next 2 dungeons. Well, technically 1 dungeon and 1 time challenge.
If it ends up being a tie, you know.
If it ends up being a tie,
any donation can change it right now.
Just saying, if it ends up being a tie, it's going to be completely dependent on how Inca Ruins goes. But first, we go to Itori Village. Now, Itori Village, we arrive and we see nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then we play the flute. Just wait till I finish playing the flute. It's a lovely song, by the way. They did really well in flute music.
Speaking of, we just got €1 from Zita saying, Niena, which do you pick? Because I like to kill the fish. And with that, I believe killing the fish is now in the lead.
By the way, I played the flute and bam, there's a village here. My flute is so powerful that it created a village. Well, technically it destroyed the barrier that was protecting the village. Or let us pass through the barrier that was protecting the village. But I like just magically creating villages more. I don't know why. Sounds powerful. We're gonna get the first special ability of this run. We're gonna immediately use it to save a single frame. A single frame is saved by using Psycho Dash whilst you're getting the ability. You get the ability before you before the animation finishes. So yay for saving a single frame.
Nice. 1/60th of a second saved, confirmed.
Yes. And then we're gonna go launch ourselves this giant slide to the other side. It's not Nubo, but no. We're gonna enter this little cave, start charging our Psycho Dash, and just hurl ourselves at a wall, and thus destroy the wall.
We just got in €2. Niena Orinar saying, does this answer your question? And I think with that we have another lead change on the kill or save the fish. I think right now we're saving the fish.
Saving the fish. Okay. That's good, I think. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna... Okay, we're trying to hit that wooden pole there so that we could stop immediately. I wasn't pressing up hard enough, though. So, you know, it didn't go through. Anyways, we got the first Inca statue. And there is something magical about the Inca ruins, which we need the 2 statues for. The first one is easy and pretty much given to us, just explaining how Psycho Dash works. The second one is a timer-based challenge. Now, timer-based challenge should, in theory, be pretty easy for a speedrunner, right?
You'd think so.
This is one of the biggest run killers in the game.
Wow.
Because you get 20 seconds. In the Japanese version, you get... I might already lose this. I'm actually pretty sure I'm losing this. I need to recover really well from this. Oh, wow. I'm actually still getting it. Missing that Psycho Dash loses you 4 seconds on the fight. Okay, that went really well. That should have been, like, in the normal run, immediate reset, in theory, just because I missed that Psycho Dash. And in theory, that fight should have gone horribly wrong. Because, again, you can only get 20 seconds. In the Japanese version, you get a minute. The average timer gotten on the Japanese version is 25 to 30 seconds. So the average player will not be able to pass the Moon Tribe challenge.
You get to try it again if you fail?
Yeah, you have indefinite tries.
Okay, at least that helps. Casually, that is.
You have to leave the place, then re-enter the place, then you get a couple of text boxes. And, you know, you have to still manage to succeed in it the second time. Okay, in this dungeon, we're going to first get a diamond-shaped block for something. And this here's where the red jewels is going to be annoying, because I have no idea how my menu looks.
Let me know when you have a moment.
I do right now. Currently, it's just running, so yeah, go.
We just got in €3 from Zeta saying, no. Can you please repeat what you picked? Kill, kill, kill. And with that, we're now killing the fish again.
We got ourselves a real bit of work going, I see.
I know, right? It's exciting.
In the meantime, I have a diamond-shaped block somewhere in my inventory, apparently over here.
Yeah, killing has a €2 lead, by the way.
Okay. We just killed like one of these spinners here, because the diagonal arrow of one of those spinners aligns exactly with my positioning when I place the block. The vertical ones of the one we have to theoretically kill, which you don't have to kill because you can place it just underneath him, does not hit you. So we just saved 2 hearts pretty much by killing one of those statues, and it doesn't lose this time, so why wouldn't we do it? This dungeon can kill, as anything in this game can. Now, here's a little sequence break that's really cool. Technically, you need freedom to be able to hit that, but whilst you're running, your attack animation is bigger than whilst you're walking, so you can actually hit that dude. Now, here's a slope glitch that I hope I can get there, and we get launched like that. If you do a jump attack at the exact time you hit, or on the pixel perfect positioning, you get launched off the slope as if you went from the top.
Again, let me know when you have a moment.
Use that a couple of times until we get Slider, which is way better. I am about to get an herb, so I kind of want to really focus on this part, because this part is where Inca runes can go wrong. And after that,
I'll shut up then.
Yeah, thank you. Got the herb. These statues are scary. We actually avoided. Okay, this run thus far is going actually insane. There's still this dude that can kill a run as well. He didn't. Nice. Then there's this dude, which also can kill a run because he does 3 hearts of damage. We have 5 hearts currently, so taking 2 hits from him is possible. Like, it's actually not even that unlikely. But we, again, didn't. We're about to hit or go into the Room of the Wind, and there we can... I can do donation because I'm standing still on a tile for a while.
Okay.
Room of the Wind.
Just let me know when it is.
There.
Okay. We just got 2 donations. First off, we have an €8 donation from Frosty saying, last donation of 2017. Wilk G, saving fish sounds nice. Anyway, thanks for an amazing year of BSGs. Wilk Doge, much love. We also got a €3 donation from Niena Orinar saying, I'm gonna call PETA on you, Zeta. And with that, saving the fish is now in a €9 lead over killing the fish.
Okay, there's a couple of things that we're about to do. First of all, we did another like major sequence break because we knew the block you had, or the tile you had to stand on to open the door. Normally you need the Song of Wind for that. Song of Wind is, by the way, awesome, but we don't get to hear it ever. Instead, we just stand on the tile, and we because we know where the tile is. Then we come Freedom, because this boss has annoyingly long cycles. And Freedom cuts those cycle lengths in half because you do double the damage. So this is the first boss. It is Floating Hat with Hands.
I love myself a floating hat with hands, honestly.
Technically his name is Gustav, but you know it's Floating Hat with Hands.
Floating hats with hands sounds better, absolutely.
I'm going to have to focus. For every single boss, I am going to have to focus to at least some extent, because these bosses can be nasty. This boss can 2-shot you, by the way. Also, I really bad RNG because the fire, if you stand in the corner, only the fire chains can hit you. And what I did was stand in a corner and get the only fire chain that can kill you. Or like a 1 in 9 is, I believe. I managed to avoid him, avoid the laser afterwards, and avoid the fire triangle. Like, in casual, that would have been getting hit 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and probably just instantly die.
He two-shots you.
Yeah,
he deals,
so basically instantly
you have
die.
8 health, he does 7 damage.
So instantly die it is.
We got onto the golden ship, which is the thing we were trying to find in the Incan ruins. After this, we go into a drift, which means that the bit war is closing in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Actually, less than 5 minutes.
So let's say 4 minutes. Give or
yeah,
take.
give or take.
Just give me the heads up of when that
I
is.
should not have waited there.
That said, though, we did just get another lead change because Sita donated 10 euros saying, "You call PETA all you want. I'm helping the runner, so let's kill." And with that, killing the fish is now once again in the lead with a €1 difference.
Okay, it's going to be interesting to see which one wins. We got our first Mystic statue. We need to collect 6 of them. Every single boss has a Mystic statue except the last one. There are 5 bosses in this game. This math does check out. Don't question it. 5 bosses, 6 statues. Every boss has a statue.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That does sound kind of like elephants.
Does sound a lot like elephants, actually.
Now we are finally sailing with our fancy golden ship, and I think we've had a good day. Time for some rest.
Napping is always good.
Napping is good on this wooden bed with no mattress or whatsoever.
AI?
Quickly, this is our memory of our mom. That's our mom, kind of. Not anymore. She's dead. Well, she's not dead. She's something else. But you know, this is the golden ship now. In the current day, completely destroyed, no longer golden. Queen is dead, everything is bad. Yeah, you can go.
Okay, we got quite the lead change. Well, we're saving the fish right now because the king himself donated 50 euros saying, "Good evening, BSG. My name is Indy, Bid War Master, Drag Pack. Nice to meet you." We also got 5 euros from Niena Ornar saying, "Zita, get out of here." With that, we have a 49 euro lead for saving the fish.
I'm just gonna put it out there. A drift is happening in less than 30 seconds. So if you want to win, you need 50 euros real fast.
It's slightly less, by the way. It's like, am I saying that right? No, 54 euros even. Sorry. 54.
Okay. Yeah, it's happening in not the next part of a drift, but like one part after.
Okay.
Where's the meat?
So I'm ready on cutting it off. Just give me the word when I need to.
Okay, first, here are the fish. We're gonna slap one, and then we're gonna wait. Technically, the idea is that you kind of just punch fish, and you kind of talk to Kara, and you kind of just get bored, because this is supposed to feel slow, this part.
Yeah, give me like 15 seconds before it happens, I need to cut it.
When the screen goes black, that's when you need to cut it.
Okay, will do.
Or transitions to the next phase, at least.
Yeah, will do.
Then we have one phase, and then we're going to...
Yeah, that gives me just enough time to refresh to make sure that nothing new came in and we accidentally do the wrong things.
And here is like what you're supposed to do, and like that time feels so... Okay, here.
Okay.
15 seconds.
Got it. Let's see. Refreshing one more time. Looks like we are going to be saving the fish.
Okay, we are going to be saving the fish. First, here is Sam. Or Sam has a letter in the ocean.
It's actually a tie.
It's okay.
Something came in last minute. It's a tie.
We are still saving the fish because of how well Incan Ruins can. So I just used an herb, so I still need to kill a couple of fish. But I only need 4 fish instead of 12. It's still a tie, runner's choice, right?
Oh, we're doing a bit of both.
Huh?
We're doing a bit of both.
What?
Or sorry, I missed that for a second there.
I'm killing 5 fish exactly. That is the bar minimum that I need. So we still kill fish, but instead of killing 13, we kill 5.
So yeah, The reason it was a tie is on the very last moment, Indy came in with a €54 donation saying, sorry, changed my mind. So, by the way, that bid war alone raised €176. Most of that on the final, like, 5 minutes of it. So, GG there.
Hello, Kara? Did I not start this? Okay, I'm gonna have to kill another fish because I don't think I started. Oh no, shit, it did start. Kara, please don't be slow. Kara's sometimes slow. Don't judge. She's not the fastest. Fastest tool or the best tool in the shed, but you know, we do love her. We just fell in love. It's called Stockholm Syndrome, but you know, being stuck with one person in the same spot for a long time, causing you to fall in love, but you know, we did fall in love. There are sharks now. We're gonna have to wait till the shark leave. Otherwise, we can't really get to the next step. Basically, Adrift is this really long cutscene where you do have to trigger certain parts. For example, you have to hit the fish when on the second part. You have to eat the roasted lag on the first. And everyone has certain triggers. For example, this one is just talk to Kara, mash a bit, and you faint. This is the final cutscene from Adrift. But yeah, it's basically a giant cutscene. Now, the reason we fainted is very simple. It's called scurvy. It's called not eating fruit for a while. So people eat your fruits and vegetables. Otherwise you get scurvy like Will just did. Anyways, we safely got to some place. I got my fruits. We're gonna get this red jewel. Look. We have got all the red jewels. And we're gonna go to Frisia. Now there's a couple of things we're gonna do in Frisia. We're going to actually proceed with story, but we're also gonna talk to a merchant. This merchant is going to give us the stuff we need. And trade off those red jewels. Now, on the top of my head, I don't know the exact place where the merchant is. It is kind of scary because I think I'm walking into the wrong house. No, okay, I got the right house. Give red jewels. Oh, and now look, I don't have red jewels anymore. I am going to quickly organize my inventory to be in the proper arrangement, because this means that I'm no longer messed up by my inventory. It does take a little bit of time for no apparent reason, but it just means that my menuing in a little bit is going to be easier. And easier generally means faster.
Do we have some time?
Sure.
We just hit €1,000. Because I just threw 105 that way. To finish off this year of BSGs, we've come a long way together, and here's to many more to come. And with that, we have exactly reached a total of €1,000 for this BSG.
I mean, the BSG isn't over yet.
It's not. It's definitely not over yet. We might still go over the 1,000, but yeah.
So we just talked to a slave merchant so that we can talk to the slaves, because we were supposedly a 12-year-old boy buying slaves. Again, don't question it. Major loophole, but you know, don't question it. The slave tells us that there's a diamond mine where their buddies are being held captive. So we're gonna save them in the diamond mine. We're not technically only going to save 3 out of 8 prisoners, because saving more prisoners is slow, and we only want one very specific item from the very last prisoner. Yeah, so this is diamond mine. We have lizards, worms, floating ice, and that's about it. We're gonna walk through this for just like normal for the most part. There is going to be one death abuse at one point, and there's going to be a few other like special things we're gonna do in terms of input, but most of the thing comes down to just doing the death abuses. We are going to charge our special here, so that we can get rid of this dude, because he blocks our way. We're gonna jump over this worm, which is faster than waiting for it and safer than walking around him, and get a safety herb. Because we like healing. We already used one on the fish, but I do still need an extra one for other purposes. I only have... I kind of won 3 herbs. And I used one on the fish, so this is our third one in this case. We use a jump attack for that final switch because it's faster. Well, the record holder doesn't do it. I don't know why, but he doesn't. Just randomly putting things out there that I happen to know. I don't know, like...
Shall I interrupt then for a second?
Sure.
We've got a really short €1 donation from Nick. It just says, hey. And with that, we're not exactly on 1,000 anymore, but it is 1,001. So that's kind of cool.
We're going to do another slope glitch here. There. If you get a slope glitch on the second or third try, or on the third try, it's break even. We got it on the second try, means that we're faster than normal. We're going to kill this eye, glitch the orb, charge another special, walk past this eye because he's a bit of a annoying one. Charge special. We're actually going to kill this lizard even though we don't need to, just because he's blocking my way and I don't like him. We're going to kill this worm as well. We're going to kill this eye because he opens the final portal. We're going to charge one more Psycho Dash. I should have orb cancelled that before charging Psycho Dash. I just lost a second due to that. And we're going to punch a wall to get Frieden again, because we need Frieden for one little thing. And we also even get a special ability for Frieden. So we're gonna get Darkfire. This means that I'm glowing red. Looks really derpy on the other monitor, or on one of my monitors. But you know, we're glowing red. Seeing as the monitor is for some reason glowing green on my on mine.
Like 2 of the screens are off and 1 of the screens is incorrect colors, so you know it's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, because one of my screens and the one that I'm currently using, just because CRT is way easier for this run than
On the HD TV, yeah.
than an HD. I'm using that one, and all of a sudden, because it's green and Darkfire is red, I am glowing white or even sometimes transparent.
Yeah, it's looking really weird. I can attest to that much.
Now we need Darkfire so we can kill this worm. Orb cancel, walk through its wall, take the slope, go all the way to the other side, and free one of the very few prisoners we free. We free 4 in total. I said 3 initially, but there are 4.
Hey, all the more prisoners we save, right? I suppose that's a good thing.
That should have been the incentive. Save or save the prisoners, question mark? No. Almost all prisoners are way too slow. So, as you might have guessed, I just walked to that guy on purpose. Because the gate to the prison is all the way in the start. So we want to have that gate. We're going to walk through here, and we are going to quickly equip the elevator key, not the prison key. That's the wrong key. And we're gonna walk to the second part of this dungeon. Oh, we're gonna take the elevator.
I would be so terrified on that elevator, not gonna lie.
I'm pretty sure that this elevator is supposed to be only for shipping diamonds.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that.
I mean, also, I'm killing monsters and demons. I am not scared of an elevator.
That's also fair. You make a few good points.
We're gonna walk through this, taking as little damage as possible, because even though we death abuse in not too long, we don't wanna take too much damage because we have to go through a second part. So we freed this prisoner as well. He's just gonna walk away. He's gonna disappear out of the screen. You don't see him walking the actual path or even climbing the fence. He just walks out of screen, never to be seen again. That sounds familiar compared to last game with the dogs. Taking a little bit of damage isn't bad there, because they only do 3 hearts of damage instead of the 4 they normally do, because I got that guard upgrade from the red jewels. Now we're going to go to the second part. We're going to purposely walk into this dude. So we get... either damage boost or we take a little bit of preparation damage. Because another death abuse coming up very shortly. Got a second mind key. We're gonna take some more damage from that guy. We're going to walk on, and we're gonna learn the Song of Memories in a bit. And the Song of Memories is beautiful. Like most of these flute songs are beautiful, but this is one my favorite. That's the Song of Memories. We're not gonna save his buddies. We don't care. They don't give us the Song of Memories. And now we're gonna die again. Yep. 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 This warps us all the way to the back of the start of the dungeon, so we can leave, and that was Diamond Mine. 37. Oh my, 37:49. My PB time on Diamond Mine, which is already pretty solid, is 42. 40,
Oh, wow.
40.02, by the way, not 42 exactly. Like, I just beat this split technically by 5 minutes.
Nice.
We are having a great run.
Let's keep it up. Apparently, I might not be the only one in the family that's great at PBing at BSGs. I suppose that's gonna be
I
it,
mean,
right?
my very first BSG PB'd on SpongeBob SquarePants.
See? So, we're just gonna continue the line here, basically. Let's just do
the
that.
race against Shadow was also a 5-minute PB.
Yeah, we're just gonna continue the streak of PBs that we've got going for us.
It's family tradition. I like that one. This cutscene, I completely forgot to mention it because we're talking, but this cutscene is beautiful. We kind of missed a large part of it already, but it is absolutely wonderful. It's about memories and homesickness. Lance tells, for example, about how his father, when his father died in the Tower of Babel, how that crushed his soul. Kara talks about how she hates her father, for conquering other countries. Lily talked about just how it's important to be able to forget. There's a lot of stuff in that few text boxes that is just a really pretty part of the story. Second favorite part of the story after the 25-minute long ending cutscene, which we are not going to watch because it's 25 minutes long and you don't need it. So we are going to visit Neil, the cousin of Eric. Eric is the little dude. We don't like Eric. We also don't like Seth, who already died, by the way. This is Neil. He's an inventor. He's gonna... We know that we are gonna have to search for mystic statues. That is one of the we know why... We don't know why, but we know that we have to search for mystic statues. We're gonna look at all his invention, talk to Neil. He's gonna show us to where potentially the next statue could be. Because the statues are in ancient ruins. So we go to the second ancient ruin, in the Nastak ruin. All these places are, except for probably the Tower of Babel, are based off real places. Like Aztec is a real tribe. You have Pyramid, of course, which is Egyptian. You have the Great Wall of China. So all these places are based off real places, which I like. Is a little fun extra touch. We're gonna have to trigger some points. So we're gonna talk to some people, just so that all triggers have been met, so that we can finish it. Last, we need to walk to the ghost a couple of times, or to the Moon Tribe people. And we go to Neil, because we're looking around, and well, apparently the rocks are laying in the position of a constellation. And another star, which is actually a comet, has appeared recently within that constellation in the left foot. And we're gonna check out the left foot. And we're gonna be impatient. We still have to wait for Neil because he's a bit annoying and doesn't allow us to look at this thing until he's here. But we're not gonna wait for Lily. She doesn't mind when we're gonna trigger the cutscene and, you know, teleport to the sky when there's a huge thing falling down. And thus we enter the second main dungeon of this game. The fourth in total. This is Sky Garden. Sky Garden involves a lot of death abusing, involves the basic concept of the dungeon is you have to go gather 4 crystal balls to open the way to the final part. That guy sometimes moves in the way, that's why I automatically instinctively punch him. It was apparently not needed, but again, instincts. We're going to walk down here. If we punch this guy to the left, he moves out of the way, so we can go to the right. Otherwise, you have to kill him. And killing him is slow because you only do 1 heart of damage. I have gotten pretty decent actually at not taking damage in this part of Skyguard, which I'm really happy about because, you know, that's good, not taking damage. However, because we got that extra armor upgrade as well, death abuse are going to take a little bit longer, so I need to be like, or I don't need to be as careful as I am. I'm still gonna be as careful as I am, just so I don't like accidentally do a big boo-boo, but...
And hey, a few seconds time loss to not make any major mistakes and, you know, not get a single big time loss somewhere.
Yeah,
Sounds
exactly.
about fair.
Yeah. So we are going to go see our, I think this is our final slope glitch. We need to run for this. There. The reason this is the final one is because in one of the upcoming dungeons, we learn an attack that overrides the slope or the jump attack if you're running. And you need to run to do the slope glitch. So you do a different move. We're going to become Freydin. That's why we opened this door. Because we're going to need one of his attacks. The next part is a part I have to be a bit careful with. Because this is one of the spots where you can softlock. And with softlock, I mean actually hardlock and entirely crash the game.
Let's not do that.
I have not saved in advance, so, you know, I am believing in myself and my ability to not softlock this game. First, we're gonna have to kill that statue. We're gonna do a quick orb cancel to avoid that. We still haven't taken damage, which is really good because this part is murderous. This part can kill runs quite easily because of how much damage there is just happening at that spot. I'm gonna actually let me get hit once. I'm gonna wait for this animation to partially disappear so we can open the chest. If you do an orb cancel and then open the chest before the animation is done, then you hardlock. So I do that with a little bit of extra care, just to prevent, you know, me having to restart the entire game, because that does not sound good.
No, that would be really, really bad right now. Losing 45 minutes worth of progress is not a good plan, I think.
Wait, you said 45? Oh my.
Yeah, we just passed 45 minutes.
Oh my.
That's why I said.
This is really scary now. I was already nervous, but everything is going insanely well, and like it's not actually.
Let's just keep with the flow, you know. It's going really well. You got this.
So this part of the dungeon is so incredibly short that we're not even gonna death abuse because it's fast to walk back. We're actually going deeper in the dungeon to skip part of the next dungeon.
Okay, explain. That sounds confusing.
Okay, first look at this glitch. Let me get the proper positioning. I can walk through walls.
Oh boy.
That takes very you need to know exactly how to do that one. When you know, it's easy. You stand on the upper part of the ledge, then you do a jump attack, because in your jump attack your hitbox is higher than during a normal attack. Because it's part 3D, part platformer. So you hit the button, the wall goes up, and you're technically inside the wall. Then the thing is going to try and push you out of whichever direction you want to go. So it pushed me upwards because, or it pushed me downwards because I was walking upwards. So it thought you want to go up, so I'm gonna push you down. We use that to our advantage so we can actually just glitch through the wall.
Basically, the game trying to
Trying to make it more
Prevent-
difficult.
yeah,
trying
not prevent you from glitching, and as a result, you can abuse it to glitch even more.
Yes, pretty much.
It's kind of cool. That's also kind of smart programming, the way that they did that. That they even took that into consideration, you know?
Okay, this part is really scary. This is the scariest part of Sky Garden, because dying here doesn't only mean that you have to re-get freedom, but it also means you have to do this entire part again, and there's these worms that keep jumping on you, and these worms do a lot of damage. 4 hearts to be exact. I cannot do the coming glitch because I only have 1 heart, which kind of sucks. So I'm gonna have to do it the vanilla way. I'm sorry. The glitch takes it means that you take 2 hearts of damage at least, normally 3. I only have 2 hearts of health. Like, I'm not gonna try and risk doing a glitch that requires taking 2 hearts of health when I have 2 hearts of health. That's math, right?
That sounds like math, yes.
Okay. Let me see. The timer is on. That's actually absurd.
Good. I like that.
That
Absurd is good.
That is 2 minutes slower than world record pace, and we're halfway through the game, or almost halfway through the game. Also, on a side note, I can do this fight faster than the current world record run, because you can attack this guy whilst he's doing those attacks. It is a bit more risky to, than avoiding them completely. But you know, I know what I'm doing. Apparently, I don't because I just got hit. So I'm gonna take this a bit more careful. I might create another cycle.
Well, better have an extra cycle than die.
There. That's only 1 more attack. That is one of the scarier bosses, but by far the easiest in my opinion. I even find Kastoth more difficult. But it's nerve-wracking because he can 2-shot you, like any boss in this game pretty much. Also, you jumped it mid-air because your friends were going to catch you with a plane, and they miss. Luckily, on second try, they got us, so we were really high that they could fly lower, and still catch us. But yeah, you just jumped from like a few kilometers out of the air, and they actually missed landing. So yeah, we're now flying to the next dungeon in Mu, and I'm gonna need my seaside palace notes for this. So all the way up.
She's got somebody to scroll for her notes. It's amazing, right?
Also, take a look. I can charge my special with the parachutes, so the parachutes are glowing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This is considered a mandatory ritual in
It's
doing
like
runs.
suplexing the train. You just gotta do it. It doesn't matter.
Yes, and we low-key say that it changes the RNG on vampires to benefit you. Not nowhere near. Okay, so I went right, then left. I need to mash those tax boxes faster. Can you just read out loud every time the next step? Okay, stop there. Like, just every time I finish a step, read the next one. There's Lily, yeah. Hi, Lily. Hi, Miss Dandelion. First door right? Yeah, first door left. Yeah, there's nothing right. Okay. And this is the purification stone we're about. This is a giant maze. Oh no, there's not purification stone. Which one? Second. Then leftmost coffin. This holds the purification stone. The purification stone makes us be able to, well, purify Seaside Palace so that the walking bony see-through skeletons become actual people. Because there's a curse here. A curse created by the sparkly vampires, which we don't like. They're sparkly. We don't like sparkly vampires. Left. Oh yeah, yeah. Go a little bit. If you press Y whilst you're completely in the door, the animation doesn't start. So you have to go down a little bit. And these notes I've made as a new player guide, and I've only taken out the parts that I actually used for my own notes. But these are all based on a tutorial for new players. Because there was no written tutorial, and I like written tutorials, so I created this.
I get that.
Helping the community a little bit. Okay. People here. I know that there are 2 people here. I don't know why I specified the stairs there. Oh yeah, and then here's the guy we're gonna pickpocket. We're not actually pickpocketing. He's giving us the key, but you know,
It sounds more impressive to pickpocket him.
he sometimes looks to the left and he doesn't turn around to talk to you. Like currently, he's looking sideways. He's not looking at us, so we're just taking it out of his pocket. Equip the key before I forget. And all the way left, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. This is giant maze, and I need my notes for this, and this is way easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 text boxes. I know those text boxes by heart. That part I know by heart. The entire door sequence I don't know, but I know that just before the 5th pillar, Lily talks. Now, for this part, I luckily don't need my notes anymore. Yay. I've died here a bunch of times too much. We're gonna charge special. We're gonna charge another special, but stand slightly higher so he doesn't hit us. And we're gonna combo him down by just jump attacking in the corner. We don't need to orb cancel this because as we arrive, it's destroyed, so we don't open a menu without reason. You walk up. Yeah, there's not much, just following the path. We need to lower the level of the water. That's pretty much what we need to do, but... yeah, I'll get more into specifications as we get to actually, you know, open the water. A bunch of orb cancels. You can walk past these guys. I always forget I can run the corner boost of that corner. It's quite a tricky corner. Oh yeah, I need to attract this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 apparently. Or I miscounted. We're gonna boost ourselves with that thing, which goes faster than just... Oh, okay. I'm just narrating this part to myself so I know what I'm doing and not accidentally mess up or get hit where I don't need to. So yeah, this is just random rambling to...
Yeah, I mean, it can help focus and make sure that, you know, you don't take a wrong turn somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I really know what you mean. I do that a lot as well.
Yeah. So yeah, this dungeon is going to feature a lot of just rambling to myself. So don't pay too much attention to it. Maybe, like, for this part, mute my mic and let the host do some ranting.
Or like in ranting through the rant. That'd be fun, right? Can we do
It'd be
that?
a bit confusing, but sure, that would work too.
Well, I guess while my sister is going to be ranting on, I should mention that we are still a beneficiary of the Dutch Cancer Society, an organization that strives for less cancer, more research, and a better quality of life for those already battling the disease. 90% of your donations will go directly towards the Dutch Cancer Society, so be sure to get your donations in. And though we might not have any incentives left anymore, be sure your money still goes towards a fantastic cause. Do I still have more time? You can take it. You can take it from here as you if you want as well.
Small side note: water level has been lowered because we placed Statue of Hope in the Building of Hope. We did a little thing with one of the bubbles where we jump attacked over it to get the boost from it in the right direction. We're gonna try and jump over these spikes, but I failed that miserably. And now it's just going to be normal rambling again, so you can do more talking.
And, you know, if you ever like to visit a BSG yourself, and you're from, you know, from around this area, or, you know, maybe from Germany or whatever, we hold these kind of events every month. So be sure to check that out. It's always a lot of fun. It's always different, you know, actually being on site compared to watching from home. I can attest to that much. If you're, however, a little bit further away, you're from example from the UK, and you'd be like, well, I'd like to, but it's plane tickets rather expensive. We're also holding events in the UK. About
Real quick before you go on to UK,
Yep.
I need to focus for
Okay.
this part really hard. I'm going to actually just kill this dude. Oh shit! Well, that almost went. To swear. This part is probably the most difficult part of this dungeon, bar the actual vampires themselves. Yeah, that was bound to happen. I was so low HP from that. I'm not using an herb because I need that for vampires. Okay, now you can continue ranting, and in a bit I want to quiet again.
Okay, just let me know when you need me to shut up. So yeah, if you're from the UK and you're like, plane tickets are a bit too expensive, I'd really rather not. Well, we're actually holding an event in the UK once every 3 months as well, or rather our sister organization, UKSG, is. So the next one of that will be again in, I believe, March. Dates of that will be announced in the foreseeable future. So be sure to check out that one as well. That too is a lot of fun. And if not for that, you're from farther away, you're like, a weekend might not be long enough, that's not really worth it.
Okay, quiet again.
Okay.
Sorry. I know it's a bit awkward, but I
ahead.
need to focus for this
Just
part.
focus.
I'm actually still gonna kill this dude. Okay, he's just being a troll right now. This guy spawns on random locations. And when you hit him, he disappears. And when he finishes launching one of his attacks, he disappears as well. And we're gonna stand on that slope and then walk through him. That's what we're trying to do. That skip is super, super difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you can continue your rant. I'm sorry, I'm being...
Just like like I said, whenever you need me to be quiet, just tell me to be quiet, and I'll try my hardest not to say anything. But yeah, if you're like, from further away, and you're like, well, I mean, the weekend it's not really worth it. Well, we also have our BSG annual. We're currently hard at work trying to get that planned. It's probably, as it stands, going to be somewhere in August, which is going to be a full week's worth of BSG. So that might be more worth it to, get yourself over here, have just have a merry old time, and just have a lot of fun with us. So if you're interested, be sure to keep an eye out on Twitter and Discord, where we'll be posting most of the information, as well as the speedrun.com forums, as just the general source of all of the general information. So yeah, I think that's just about it for my rant.
Do I go for a safety heal?
Might
Safety,
as well.
good. I mean, it's slower. It's a lot slower than the other option. That's why I'm.
How much slower is it?
About 3 seconds.
Oh, just take the safety heal.
I mean, it's about 3 seconds. If I don't mess up, if I mess up but wouldn't have needed to heal, it's easily 12.
It's still just go for it.
That's this part is like always, you don't really need it, but it can be a bit scary on the next part.
Yeah, you've got more than enough time.
I'm in Moo pre-hour. Like, that's amazing.
But yeah, that said, might as well, right?
Guess.
It's 3 seconds. Like, it wasn't going to be world record anyway, I suspect, so...
I mean, we were only 2 minutes off, and there's 2 minutes time save in the world record.
Oh, okay, then never mind. Maybe we should have skipped it altogether. We were wrong.
We're gonna do a fancy little guard dash here so that we bong immediately. That saves actually a lot of time. A little bong there. This dude is annoying. All wizards are annoying. We don't like 2 things, wizards and vampires.
And clowns. Can we agree on clowns as well? I don't know if there's clowns in this game.
That was just barely wrong. This is a really difficult skip as well, because you need to hit up or hold up whilst you're running down. So you need to be holding up in about 4 frames of where you're still walking down whilst you're holding up. That's a 4-frame window. So yeah, that's not very that's not a lot. I need to make sure that I do not kill that slime because I need to die to that slime. We're actually getting really close to the vampires. And the vampires is, well, just before the vampires, about a halfway point. We're halfway through the run. The vampires themselves are the biggest run-killing, annoying little pricks that we know. I need one more hit. This entire run is decided by 3 things. Pyramid, Vampire, and Mummy Queen. Like, we've been on a great pace so far, and if everything goes well, of course, it is going to do a lot better than a run that would, for example, die to Viper, because that's not impossible. Viper was the flying statue head guy with arrows shooting and stuff. If you die to him, you lose a little bit of time, yada, yada, yada. Your spawn point is very close. If you die to vampires, you lose a lot more. Plus, they are by far the most difficult part of the speedrun. We're gonna see in a little bit because we're getting really close to the vampire fight. If the vampire fight goes well, I can almost guarantee that this will be a sub-estimate. If the vampire fight goes bad, I cannot do that. Because then it's gonna depend on Mummy Queen, and Mummy Queen control me a lot just because I can't see your visual cue.
Just take it easy. You got this.
I tend to worry about everything, and you should probably know that by now.
I know. Yeah, I've known you long enough by now to know that.
We're first gonna get the 2 statues of Rama, and for that we are going to do a little. I did not get the glitch. That really stinks. If you hit the chest whilst you're either in a slider or a jump attack, and the chest has a special item, like the Rama statue, like the crystal balls, although you really don't want to do that on them, you gain invulnerability for the rest of that room. I took here, for example, 4 hearts of damage in that room afterwards, which could have been completely prevented. On the first one, it doesn't matter as much because there's not as much trying to kill you. On this one, it's really important to get. We're gonna move that guy, and we're going to queue a slider and gain our invulnerability. Now we can walk through any enemies without taking damage. We don't take damage from projectiles. We are completely immune to everything. Just to show you, I'm gonna walk through the column right there. Through the slime. Doesn't damage us. Until we leave the room, in which case, now we take damage again. We are going to get the vampire fight safety state. This safety state is really important because if I die on the vampires and I do not get this safety state, it's just GG. It's over. Run's dead.
Yeah, let's not kill the run an hour 5 in. Let's use marathon strats, right?
I mean, even in my non-marathon strats, I get that one just because I can afford to die to vampires once or even sometimes twice. Okay, that was the unluckiest spawn ever. Meaning
Quite
that I
so.
go into vampire fight whilst losing 2 hearts of damage.
Good luck.
I'm gonna need that. I mean, I did the damageless general rehearsal, but you know, which is really impressive because that happens very, very, very rarely. A complete damageless one.
I'll shut up from here on
Yeah,
out.
everyone, please. I need complete utter focus. I'm gonna even readjust my headset just so I can hear everything going on in the game. I need this complete focus right now. I'm gonna get an herb, and I might say random stuff, and I hope that I don't randomly swear. But I can't promise anything because of this fight. That's a bad start. That's a really bad start. Okay, this is going awful already. I forgot that the color red becomes invisible. Screen. Why is this menu going? Lady vampire. Oh, I already used all my herbs. Oh boy, this is going really bad. I cannot take a single heart of damage from this guy. It is literally, if he hits me once, I die. Keeps doing really annoying attack patterns.
That's unfortunate. Okay, that's...
We can afford one. We can afford one.
Yeah, okay. It's fine.
That's why we got the safety save. That went really bad. That was part RNG, part me just really messing up. I am so nervous for this fight, and it's...
You got this. You got this, sis.
Vampires. As I said, I do not like sparkly vampires. I keep joking, I do not like Twilights because they have sparkly vampires, and that almost PTSD triggers me from this game. Okay, that might be a tad bit too extreme, but you know, yeah. This is not a fun fight. I have never been able to get through this fight in a casual playthrough. And even the best of the best lose sometimes to this fight.
Okay, we got this. Take it easy.
Yeah. We got the Mystic Statue, meaning that we're officially halfway through the run because we've got 3 out of 5 now. Yay. Equip an herb. Or an herb. Because they specifically have an every time it spawns. And that bothers me because I'm used to saying herb. That's a better start. That's a really mediocre part. They're stacking, which is really bad for me. I'm gonna have to get out of my way to not... They're going to attack formation. It's normally a really bad thing to attack sideways. We got Lady Vampire. We're going to use every single herb because even though I could still take one more hit without needing the herb, I am not risking anything on this fight. We almost got vampires, and 95 would also be a great vampire. 90 plus. The best possible time is 112. That is task speed. 90 means I'm only 21 seconds slower in a 90% RNG fight.
Out of curiosity, what's your PB time for vampires?
I once never died to vampires. I was a lot slower on the rest of the run, so 108 is, I believe, the fastest I've ever come to this point.
You're about a minute off of your perfect time, basically.
Yes. However, that run lost 40 minutes to Pyramid alone.
Okay. So we've got chances here.
I've always said if I can do vampires in 2 tries, we are on a really solid pace.
Sounds fair. Since we now have vampire out of the way, we
also
just gotta,
cutscenes.
yeah, since we just got vampire out of the way, we just got a €3.5 donation from Sniper Wave saying hi.
Hi, Sniper.
Worst fight is over, right?
At
least one of the worst fights.
That's completely dependent on if the CRT can show different shades of blue brightly enough.
That's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Our screen is green. I might have to look to the other screen or just do it on pure instinct, which I've done on many times before.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
So now we find out that Seth, who got eaten by a huge enormous giant fish called River Sun, has fused with and become one with River Sun. He has also been terrorizing us to not let us out of this cave and eat nothing but mushrooms. This is why we don't like Seth. He terrorizes us and means that we have eaten weeks worth of nothing but mushrooms.
This sounds like a very bad diet, honestly.
Yes. Yes, it is. And we blame it on Sass. Because Sass is... We don't like Sass. Okay, so this is Angel's village. Angels don't like guests. And they really don't like Kara in particular. Because Kara is going to the no guests allowed part of the Angel's village. So we're gonna have to save Kara before we go into the next dungeon. Angel's village can go wrong, but it never really goes wrong really badly. This is a lot of maze part, but I know this maze by heart. It has a few parts that can also just kill you. For example, dragons do a lot of damage. Dragons are painful. That's the concept. Skeletons are also painful. That's why you kill them sometimes. The bats we don't really need to kill, but you know they can be annoying, so we either poke them away or kill them at certain spots. You cannot get past... Well, you can get past certain skeletons like that one without problem, and past certain ones you can't. Now, I need really good positioning for this, because hitting that dragon twice is difficult. Not something easy does it, but luckily the wall allows you to align fairly well. This far it's going pretty good. I need to go right. I just forgot part of this dungeon. One of the easiest rooms even. We do need to kill this dude because he can really mess you up. And then dragons, as I said. That slider is difficult. And these dragons can be really annoying with how they move. One hit. That's 2 hits, and now we can go through. Okay, this is the wind tunnel. Wind tunnel is... like, sliding continuously is the fast way. We got a hard upgrade, which loses you about 2 seconds normally, but I have learned that if you could take, like, center positioning, you can hit both without a problem, and you only lose 1 second. Still not ideal, because we don't really need this hard setup because of the extra armor we've gotten earlier. So it's kind of unnecessary, but I just do it by instinct at this point. I believe it's this wall. Yes, okay, it's this wall. Okay, that was Angel's Village for the part that can kill you. So we've gone through the difficult part. Now it's just a little bit of memory. Look at what is different. So you see a room. Can you tell me what's different in the next room? Because I'm gonna go through it fast. It's this spot. Right. Okay, what's wrong? What's new from this room compared to this room?
Bottom left pots.
Yes, these pots.
I saw. Yay.
Okay, now we're getting into the fun ones. Okay, what's different in this room? Yeah, there, by the way, compared to this room. It's the containing of the chest. That chest is a red jewel.
The contents of the chest. Nice.
Okay, this room compared to this room. It's me. I have floaty hair now.
Wow. Those are amazing.
If you mess up once, you have to talk to the painter again and do all the puzzles again, so you lose. If you fail the first one, you lose 20 seconds. For every one more, you lose an additional 8.
Wow.
So learn that puzzle by heart. Okay, we're gonna go talk to this painting of Kara. Kara became a painting because she went into the no-no zone, and the angels transform people into paintings who they do not like. So Kara became a painting for entering the wrong area. We saved her. Little extra dungeon. Little bit of stories being told, not much. And now we go to Water Mia, I believe, is the next dungeon. Water Mia I have a save state in, by the way. This is complete random. Water Mia has a save state. Because there's a soft lock that happens once in a million times, and I do not want to have that soft lock happen. Up. Also, getting the save point in your normal run. That save point is way out of place. And it's just not worth it. Because it's a super small chance. And I believe to get the save, the checkpoint or the safety save, you lose more than 15 seconds at the very least. I have not counted that one precisely, but it's at least more than 15 seconds. Watermia is basically Venice, except that it's in China. But you know, it's Venice in China. This is Lance's father is here. So we find out Lance's father is not dead, which is yay. Lance's father is not dead. So we're gonna talk to him, but his father is very ill. So Lance is gonna look for in the Great Wall of China. It's just called the Great Wall, by the way. It's not called China because I don't know why they can't name it that. So yeah, he's going to search for that in a little bit. But first, it's Lily's birthday, and we found a cake on the shelf. I do not recommend eating the frosting because we don't know how long it's been there. That joke is copyrighted by Bowie, but you know, it's his joke. But I'm stealing all the jokes today. I'm also stealing his bandana. Well, not his bandana, but I'm wearing a bandana.
It's just Bowie 2.0.
Yeah, I'm channeling my inner Bowie because I need it. By the way, Lance just said, "Lily, I love you," and Lily has the best possible response to that to someone saying that. She becomes a dandelion and flies away.
That's one way to get out of an awkward position.
Lance gave us a letter. We're gonna open the letter, we're gonna read the letter, and we're gonna leave Watermia because Lance said, I'm going to the Great Wall to find the medicine for my father. We're gonna follow him to the Great Wall, and I believe this is down, but I'm going to actually look. Normally you don't need to look for this, and this is slower, but I forgot if it's started on Mushroom or on Great Wall where you have to press right instead of down. And pressing the wrong one on this one loses you more than a minute. So might as well lose that like half a second just to be sure. We're on the Great Wall now. The Great Wall is one of the main dungeons. It is completely like Asian style, of course, because it's a Great Wall. It has the soldiers, it has snakes, and it has fireballs as the three main enemies. This dungeon, if you walk the wrong way once, you are going to be lost forever. This dungeon is massive, and we skip almost everything. Normally you can use iframes on those dudes to not need to slide them, to not need to move them away to get rid of them. However, getting those iframes, you have about a second window to walk through them, but you also need to get the right positioning. In total, I lose 3 seconds by sliding them instead of iframing. However, iframing is way more difficult, so this is just safety. If you know what you're doing, this really can't go wrong, whereas the other one takes very precise positioning and everything. Yeah, outside of that, it's just lots of walking in the right direction. I can kick this snake a bunch. So we don't want that snake there. We're gonna need a double slider here to get to where we need to be. And it took the arrow to the face, which is not exactly ideal. No.
You should have taken it in the knee.
We did a jump attack there whilst leaving, so that the attack frames were still happening as we left the room, so that the snake didn't bite us. Okay, this is where you can softlock. 1, 2, and we didn't softlock. Yay!
Nice.
That's so... You just need to remember... That's really not worth clapping for. You just need a reminder that you do not become overconfident and use it on the first one. That you need to use it on the second one. We're gonna kill the snake for a little bit. And we're gonna guard dash, if I can get my guard dash correctly. Yep. I got hit by one of the spears. Which kind of hurts. As you might guess, getting impaled by a spear kind of hurts.
Sounds about right, yeah. I'd imagine that's not the most comfortable position to be in.
What we just did there with the cider, by the way, is a complete sequence break. We shouldn't be here. There, we killed that snake so that we don't have to kill the snake now. Or have to iframe him. You can also iframe the snake, but... walk through there, walk up here. And we're almost actually already done with this dungeon. This is the longest dungeon for a casual playthrough, but for speedrunning, this one is really short. We're gonna have to kill this archer dude. This is what we need Frieden for, by the way. This is every time we use Frieden past killing Kastos, this is exactly the only thing we need him for. He has a ranged attack. Will doesn't. We fall all the way down, take the portal, and we're gonna learn an extra ability. For Will. We are going to learn the Spin Dash. The Spin Dash allows us to, one, become temporarily invulnerable. It does a lot of damage to enemies. And it moves really fast. It's fast enough to even go up slopes without needing like a slope to go off on the first place. Because we can't do slope glitches anymore because, you know, we lost our jump attack while stashing, which activates the slope glitch.
So basically, it's the perfect thing for speedrunners.
This thing, yes. We don't actually use it that much, but yes. We're gonna get a safety heal here because up and coming is the boss. And the boss, if you get hit by the boss, I always like to say you're a scrub, but I am a scrub. I get hit by I once died to this boss. It was so embarrassing. Prepare for about... I'm not... Okay, first we're gonna have to go through a few more rooms. That's the ideal hit, by the way. That saves another slider, and a slider lose you but half a second. So, half a second time saves, yay. Move these statues. And now, here, after this part, we are gonna see the boss. Ow. Ow. That's not exactly ideal. Getting impaled again. Actually, we're gonna still need to charge one so we can go over this little thing. LR. And we go past. Okay, now here is the boss. This is Sandworm. That's not his actual name. He's a worm in the sand, so I'm calling him Sandworm. And he has 3 attack patterns. The most unlikely to happen is the best one for us, and what he just did is the Ack Hatch. Then he has a vertical attack, which is slightly... Oh wow, this is a great start. I once got 6 of these in a row, and now I'm called a wizard. Ow, that hurts. We've got great RNG to start with, but these little balls are kind of annoying. So yeah, he has the vertical attack and he has the horizontal attack. The horizontal attack is the slowest, but it allows us to hit him twice. The vertical attack, you can hit twice as well if you're really good. I'm not. I'm not good enough for that. I'm often I even miss it. So that one is, in my opinion, the worst one for me. Currently, 3 Ack Hatches is pretty good, but again, this boss is pure and utter RNG. There is the smallest chance of getting a certain attack is the Ack Hatch. And we've got 3 already, which is really nice. Oh, that's the 4th one. Okay, that's amazing. Alright, he has only 2 heart staff, so if he does a vertical attack, he's dead. Okay, never mind, I missed it. There's a small window where that can happen. He's literally on 1 HP. And I missed it again because I was positioning. There. That's... Thank you. Thank you. That's a really quick fight. I had really good RNG. The Ack Hatch is about... Even though he's only has 3 attacks, the Ack Hatch is... I believe like the coding is something like the other 2 have 2 chances to spawn and the Ack Hatch only has 1. So there's only like a 20% chance for an Ack Hatch. We got 4. Well, like per time, but you know that is really good RNG. This boss can easily lose you a minute with bad RNG. We lost, relative to perfectness, we lost maybe 15 seconds.
That sounds good.
I once got a perfect one. It was pretty cool. The run was already dead because I died 6 times with vampires. That's a different story. But I once got the perfect fight.
Still, a close to perfect fight sounds like a really good position to be in.
Again, I'm called a wizard just because, or maybe a voodoo doctor. I forgot what they exactly call me. But you know, just because I seem to always get good RNG on Sandworm. Bad RNG on everything else, but good RNG on Sandworm. Maybe I'm one of those flute players from the Middle East, but instead of working with snakes, I work with worms. Or giant centipedes. It might be a centipede. It has legs or hairs. I don't know. One of the two. Anyways, Lily said I love you back, and you're happy, and no, it's romantic. It's cute. The relationship between those two is just really cute. Like it. We are going to need to find a way to get to the city of Euro, which is the European city. Who would have guessed? And for that, we are going to compete in a little illegal gambling competition, which we need a lily pad to transform us on. By the way, this lily pad has a hilarious interaction that I've told Kroll, for example, about. If you repeatedly spin on it, you go faster. And the faster you spin, the faster the lily pad goes. This is an actual legit thing, by the way. We tested it.
Yeah, you mentioned how much it saves. I don't remember exactly how much it was. But
I
it was...
don't either. But it saves time. That's all I care about. We save time by, you know, spinning on a lily pad.
Yeah, wasn't it like 1 tile per spin or something? Or...
Something like that, yeah. So yeah, we drank the 2 non-poisons because we know what the poison is. Because he's supposedly the champion, he's actually still going to gulp down the poison, and he's gonna die. It's a sad story. Someone just gulped down poison in front of a bunch of people whilst gambling. Yeah, basic idea, gambling is bad because he just lost his horse, camel, rabbits. They're called crocs. I like to call them horse, camel, rabbits. He just lost his horse, camel, rabbits. And he, well, his wife lost the horse, camel, rabbits, and he lost his life. Now we are on horse, camel, rabbits. Look, horse, camel, rabbits.
Nice. I mean, not so nice that he died, but you know, the horse, camel, rabbit things.
I mean, he is a compulsive gambler, so in a sport that will kill you if you get it wrong. Kinda had it coming. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's good that he died. It's very sad that he died, but he was a compulsive gambler and effectively Russian roulette. You're not gonna, you know, live a long, healthy life if you do something like that. So now we're in the city of Euro. The city of Euro is completely controlled by a very big company called Rolak. Neil's parents are the owner of Rolak. And we are invited to stay as guests whilst we're figuring out what we're gonna do. It is the guest bathroom. We're just gonna go on our mission because we know something's up with Neil's parents. We haven't seen Neil's parents for 3 years. Well, Neil hasn't. We have never actually seen Neil's parents. I slowed down there way too late. So we're gonna go into this house. And according to the right gray dude, where we don't talk about, there is a... or he tells us that there's something up with Neil's parents. The left dude says where we can find how to find what's up. And that is in Mount Temple, aka Mushroom. Because in the midst of Mount Temple, there is this weird place. Looks like giant, or filled with giant mushrooms and floating skulls and spiders. I do not like spiders, by the way. I actually really don't. I have like massive arachnophobia, but you know, I also really don't like spiders in this dungeon because they are completely merciless. Although they're not as bad as these flute wizard dudes. Spin dash because it's faster. We don't need a spin dash. We're going to go left first, because all other paths are still blocked right now. And we're going to go down all the way. By the way, if you can scroll along with what I'm doing, Kun. Because this is a very specific dungeon with... I'm pretty sure I know all the paths, but I might just get lost on one part. Oh, I'm already going the wrong way. I need to walk over the spider bridge. There. We're gonna kill that second skull, because he opens another path for us, which we like, because we like paths. We are going to open this chest with a slider. Jump attack would have worked as well, because we like immunity frames. And this is a special item, so we get immunity frames. Yay, immunity frames. You can just walk through skulls and, you know, every single enemy we see, we can't get hit, and it's nice. It's nice for once to be invulnerable. We're gonna equip the mushroom drops, which we just got, and we're gonna walk to the upper part of this dungeon. Or, well, this dungeon is a giant maze. I don't actually know if it's the upper path yet or not. I kind of don't remember on the top of my head. I took a bit more damage from that than I needed because I couldn't see the spider because my screen is green. Oh well. We are going up here, down here. This is going to be mindless.
Oh yeah, those spiders are incredibly hard to see on that screen. My God.
I still prefer
You have
this.
the other screen if you need it, by the way.
I'll be... I know where the spiders are. I know how to avoid them. I need to charge a special for this. Walk all the way up. Make sure I don't get hit by anything so I can start spin dashing to the right. We're going to walk all the way up again. I'm going to try and start spin dashing. But if you start spin dashing whilst you're running, you do a guard attack instead. Come on, chest. Come on, chest. There. I need to open that during a jump attack. This is the most important one to open with a jump attack. And you'll see in a bit. Also, there might be a potential lag warning needed. Yes. Whee! If 4 flute guys are on the same screen, your screen just can't take it. It is way too much for a SNES. So you lag like crazy on that part. We are going to run up here. We're going to have to kill one of these spiders. We're using immunity frames from our jumps to not get hit by the other spider. And we're going to try and jump over the goo or slide over the goo. It doesn't matter. Just need to get past the goo without dying. And the next part is up here. We've gone through the two most difficult ones. But that doesn't mean it's over yet. We have 2 more to go. The first one is this one. I know exactly where how those two spiders move. That's why I know this part of the spiders really well. Ow. I did not see that skull. I should have seen that skull, but I was just not paying attention. And we are not actually going to do a slider to open this chest. We're just going to open it. Because as soon as you walk off a slope, you lose your the bonus. And we are going to immediately walk off a slope. Right here. I don't think I need a special here, but might as well try it. It lags there a bit as well because of how many skulls. Okay, we got just through that part properly. We're going to equip the mushroom drops, and I keep menuing incorrectly because I forgot that I have an herb. We're gonna dash to avoid the damage. And to the final part of mushroom already. This has been a really clean run of mushroom in terms of like not taking too much damage. So we're actually going to take damage on one of these dudes here. Okay, I avoided everything. I need to death abuse immediately afterwards. And taking damage whilst running towards this means that I can die quicker when leaving. The teapot. See, after mushroom, there is only 2 more dungeons left. If you're not counting the Tower of Babel, because that's not really a traditional dungeon. We're actually getting really close. We're gonna die to the flute guy because the flute guy does the most damage. Flute guy, kill me, please. There.
I guess the high health and extra defense don't help in that.
They don't help in death abusers, yes, but
Everything. I'm still not. I'm not saying you shouldn't be getting them. I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, I'm even getting an extra one in a little bit because Pyramid can be murderous as well, and with double armor upgrade, I will take so little relative damage. Like, the enemies normally do 7 or 8 the hearts of damage, so they will only do 5 to 6. Which is really nice.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Especially seeing as Pyramid is badly designed. The basic concept of Pyramid is just spam ranged enemies everywhere. We are going to activate the teapot. Because Neil's parents are dead. That's a big secret. They're dead. They passed away a couple of years ago. Yeah. Neil finally took interest in his parents, and now they're dead. Finally realized how important my parents are to me. I wish I could have told them. And now, because of what he said, it becomes annoying, or becomes, well, the little prick himself, and say, "I'm ashamed to hear you say that." To someone who's grieving. I do not recommend that.
No.
On the other hand, look who's here. Or I should have asked for like drums and stuff. It's Hamlet! Hamlet, are you?
Woo! Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Hamlet is great.
Yeah, Hamlet's great. A wonderful personality.
Fantastic character. Just magnificent. Right.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna need to go to Angkor Wat. I don't know why we need to go to Angkor Wat because there's not a mystic statue. I think it's because there could, in theory, be a mystic statue there, so we're gonna check. Because we need 6, and there are 2 more dungeons left that are ancient ruins, so that logically would have mystic statues. One of these 2 doesn't. First, we're gonna rest in this little village over here. We're gonna enter the house and leave it because it's quicker than waiting for them to walk. We're gonna walk on, or wait on top, talk to Kara. And whilst we're sleeping in this dry heat, the natives come back home. They found us sleeping in their house. It's like, what's the fairy tale called again? Where the little girl sleeps in like a bear's bat and it's not good. Goldilocks, thank you. It's basically Goldilocks, only we only try one house. And instead of bears, it are people who are starving and they're willing to resort to cannibalism. So yeah. Nothing's bad gonna happen to Hamlet, except everything. See, Hamlet realizes we're about to get eaten. So, bacon. Hamlet died for our sins. Hamlet's our hero. On a minor side note, by the way, Hamlet is my mother. My dad's a flute and my mother's a baby pig. No, the basic concept of like what will happen in a little bit is like spirits certain spirits can take possession of someone's body. In this case, my mom took possession of Hamlet's body to be with us on our journey. Our father took the body of my flute to again be like with me and everything. Okay. Angkor Wat or Angkor Twat. I did the running glitch again. I should really stop doing that. That slows me down like massively because I'm not spin dashing. Angkor Wat is like a dungeon that you're like, this shouldn't go horribly wrong, right? And then it does. That's kind of what Angkor Wat's all about. Killing you when you least expect it. We're gonna spin dash over here. And now we're gonna come up onto an awful part. Especially if we do a slider there. Because these statues are annoying. Okay, we survived it pretty well, actually. We took a lot of damage there, but even with like the 1 less damage each hit, this is still not actually that much. Now, this is a dark room for a while. We're gonna just start running there and then start running down whilst the light's getting turned on. We got a spit over here. We're gonna kill this dude. I messed it up. I messed up like one of the easiest wall beetles to kill, but you know. And we're gonna walk to the outside area. Well, it's not quite here yet. I need to make sure I'm on the right for this, so I don't take damage. The center for this. Start. Actually, I don't need to start channeling special yet because I'm first opening a chest. This is a safety herb. Gives you 6 seconds to get, and it pretty much guarantees room 3. Room 3. It might sound very vague, just randomly saying room 3. Room 3 is one of the parts of pyramids, and it's the worst. Like, it's after vampires, by the world record holder, it's considered the biggest run killer of the game. I consider Mummy worse, or Mummy Queen worse, just because I have that visual cue problem. Now we get to Garden. Garden is messed up. It is... You have these little flies that, well, fly around. They do a lot of damage. Also, its layout is completely confusing, because sometimes you're like, I can probably walk through this, and then it's like, no, you can't. We're gonna get a heal here because of those flies. We're not gonna save, because saving is loading times, and loading times we don't need. And we're gonna charge a weapon special. We're in a little bit. There's that fly already. Do
3 full things?
yeah. That's 6 hearts of damage, which means that normally it would be 7 if I didn't get the red jewel.
Yikes.
I'm walking the wrong direction. Yeah. Basically, after there's 2 parts to like what I'm about to tell. The first one is, well, actually, I'm first gonna focus on Earthquake Skip because this is very, very close to get. I think he went Super Saiyan already, which would be really bad for me. That means I have to get Earthquaker. Yeah, he went Super Saiyan. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna get Earthquaker because he went Super Saiyan. Basically, there's an enemy there that we're not supposed to be able to deal damage to. And if you hit him incorrectly, or if you walk too far up, he just starts spinning around and won't stop moving. Or I won't stop spinning. Which, you know, is a problem. We're gonna have to get Earthquaker, which you get by killing this purple skull over here. I have to use the other screen to get the visual cue. This loses you about 3 minutes. Getting Earthquaker. But if he goes Super Saiyan, which is completely my own fault, by the way. I walked too far to the right, pretty much. Then you have to get Earthquaker. I'm not going to get a heal. And I know exactly why, because I need to death abuse in a little bit. Not getting a heal is a pretty good thing if you're trying to die very soon. Yeah, so we need freedom. We only need freedom for this one thing, by the way, just to get Earthquaker or do Earthquake Skip, because Earthquake Skip relies on freedom as well. We're gonna poke the skull once, twice. So every time you poke a pink skull, it moves faster. So we poke him twice. And then we go over here. And everything is stunned now. You can see nothing's moving. Oh, this might be a problem. Me accidentally walking into that dude. Yeah, that I feared as much. I could not take damage there anymore, and I can't lose my herb. So I'm not gonna need my herb. So we're gonna get back to Garden. This is pretty bad. This is really bad. So close to like the check. That's always so annoying. So close to the checkpoint, like that just tends to happen. Because there's a lot of like really difficult enemies to juke in this dungeon. So we're gonna get Freedom again. This time we have Earthquaker, so that goes a bit faster. We're gonna still get a heal again. We don't mind taking a bit of damage here. Just because, again, we need to death abuse very soon anyways. I'm actually gonna take a hit there on purpose. Normally I would stab them one more times, but you can also just walk through them. That we're a little bit more damaged, and it's a lot quicker to death abuse in a little bit. Gonna earthquake. This dude doesn't move. Gonna run through this. Gonna avoid him on the first hit because he can still hit us on the second one quite easily. I'm actually gonna get hit by on purpose again. Although I think I would have gotten hit regardless. We're gonna set our checkpoint to here. And we're gonna die. So yeah, we were that close to a checkpoint and then we died to this skull. That's something that happens a little bit too frequently, but for me at least. But yeah, oh well, what you're gonna do about it? Except be better at Angkor Wat. I'm gonna spin dash because it's faster than walking. Whee! Okay, up is a few interesting rooms which I kind of need to focus for. First, we're gonna pass through this skull section. Taking one hit is not too bad. Then this room is difficult. This is a blind room. I missed. I missed again. I can't find it because I walked so... Or there it is. We're gonna walk all the way down and then we're gonna walk up and diagonal. Oh. Oh. I should not be saying that. Okay, there. That's... Dark room, that was a really slow one for me. I can do that one really fast, but...
At least you got through. I can imagine those rooms are tricky.
It's just a mix of memory and actual visual cues. We use visual cues in that level. That makes sense, using visual cues in a blind room.
I know, right? The skulls are what?
Yeah, the skulls are my visual cues. They are my screen, pretty much. But they're moving as well, so you know, that's not exactly... I'm gonna spin dash here. I'm gonna get hit by this guy, but you know, we need to take damage anyway. Okay, he went full. He went fast. I've never seen one go that fast, but that happens when you hit him very often. Now we're gonna get a little cutscene. This cutscene is completely messed up because we skip through the entrance animation on maps. So normally it should be zoomed out, but we're zoomed in because of the maps. But we're not gonna not zoom, stop the zooming effect on maps because the zooming effect on maps takes 1.5 seconds. We just get a massive cutscene, but you know,
Sure.
pretty much we get to look into the alternate reality. You can call it the future. It's technically wrong, but you can call it the future. That's one of the reasons why it's called Illusion of Time in the European version. Because we are in a past, but we're not in the past. We're technically in the present.
Whoa.
But
Okay, that's some deep stuff right there, you know.
And we're gonna die to the skull. Although, okay, it's gotta be fine. Thank you, Mr. Skull. That took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but well. We have a lot more health than normal. Now you can either go, or we need to walk back to the beginning of the map because we set a checkpoint somewhere. This is the only dungeon where we actually have to manually walk back. Everywhere else it's either done for us or we just suicide to the start. That makes this Angkor Wat quite unique. So we're gonna do garden backwards. Now, the fastest way to... Okay, that was a really bad start to garden backwards. The fastest way to do garden backwards is going left. It's also the most... the scariest one. So instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kill a bunch of these plants. We're gonna go... I was gonna say we're gonna go run, but then I end up walking. Because running in this game is done by double pressing an arrow key. We're gonna get a heal here as well, just because I do not want to die here. We're gonna take a few hits because it is on purpose as well. Which might seem like quite bad to like get hit on purpose just after we got a heal. Actually, no, I don't need to death abuse here. Never mind. We're not getting hit on purpose. The most upper path here. Walking this part backwards is very confusing as well. This bee is being annoying, as always.
Can we still pretend we took that damage on purpose?
Sure. Normally you death abuse here, but, you know, we don't in this dungeon. We orb cancel so that the stair appears. And hey, we're back to the start. To the start of Anchor What? This is getting scary. Spin dash! Whee! I'm out. That was Anchor What? Only 2 more dungeons to go. Of which one is technically not a dungeon. One is technically a dungeon, but I don't consider it a dungeon. The other one more than makes up for it because it's both the longest dungeon and the most difficult one. Actually, the fact that I took so much damage is gonna come in might become a problem in a little bit. There's a little part where it's not super unlikely to take damage. Oh, I need to talk to Kara, so we can go to the city of Dao, I believe its name. You're looking at the 100% category, by the way. You're looking at the wrong category.
I was looking for splits. Maybe I should just do it different. Just ignore whatever I'm doing.
We gotten quite far behind because of how Angkor Wat went, and because dying once to vampires.
Yeah, I know. I was just being curious.
We're going to Pyramid. Pyramid's about a 15-minute dungeon, followed by Tower of Babel, which is another 15-minute dungeon. Okay, first off, we're gonna need to kill these 2 laser orbs right here. Okay, I got it just in time, meaning that I can kill this. Okay, I still died. That was not very surprising because I was on 1 HP and no deal 6 hearts of damage, but you know. It's still not fun to die. I don't enjoy dying. I don't think anyone does enjoy dying. Oh, that was way too early. And we're gonna kill these for a second armor upgrade. Normally you only need to kill the second one. However, they give you an extra defense point if you kill both. We're gonna kill both for that exact reason. We're gonna become Shadow, the other, actually it's like pure, it's either pure light or pure darkness, one of the 2. This is Shadow. Shadow doesn't do a whole lot, but, you know. I'm gonna save in a bit, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna save here, because saving in a bit is a lot slower, unless it goes wrong. So we're gonna make a safety save here. Assuming that's going to go right. If it doesn't, I kind of get punished. We need to equip this one and walk all the way over here, and we're gonna fall through this floor here. We got the aura from Light Gaia, the opposite of Dark Gaia, which allows us to fall through certain floors as Shadow. Okay, now this is room 3. Room 3 is one of the most dreaded parts of speedrunning this game. Okay, we're gonna get a heal. Just taking a single damage on this first 2 orb means we're getting a heal. We're taking this room super, super safe, and you'll find out in a little bit. We're also immediately can put a checkpoint here. This room is just... It's long. It's the longest room of the dungeon. And it's punishing. Okay, taking 1 heart of the orb is completely fine. That's actually quite good for me. I got the bad RNG on this orb, so I need the next part to go right. Otherwise, I might as well reset, but I'm not gonna reset because... Okay, we got it right anyway, so it doesn't matter. gonna have to wait for the switch here to align my paths. We're gonna iframe through this. Iframing means invincibility frames. It means that you walk through enemies. I think that's pretty obvious, but I'm just gonna make sure that everyone knows iframing is... This is a very slow strat overall, but it means that I can do this damageless. So I can then, at the end, pop the double herb and be completely fine. Hit the switch, walk to this side, just channel my R, my guard, and just sit and wait for these paths to align. Like now, and we're gonna move all the way to the bottom. I framed that dude. I just stood inside him without taking damage. Why can't I do this properly again? There, got it for a little bit, but you know. You can, I'm like trying to guard dash while I'm waiting. You can guard and dash at the same time with very precise inputs. It absolutely murders your D-pad, but you know, it's not my D-pad. No, that's a bad attitude, but we're gonna grab a heal here. And I think one heal will be enough this time, but this room is scary. This is the worst part. I'm already standing too far there. I'll wait for this animation to end. Then we're gonna... There are 3 orbs here on both rows that shoot ranged attacks. And the only way of killing them is by repeatedly slashing them so that they don't do their attack. So you have to be in between all 3 so that you can hit all 3.
Considering the damage they deal, that looks like really bad design, yes.
Yeah. By the way, I only took 1 heart from them. That is the least you can take.
Nice.
I think this room it was intended to be used by to be done by Frieden. But Frieden is slow, so we don't use Frieden. That was room 3. Now we're gonna go. I equipped an herb. Okay. First step is it's going to be 3, 2, 5, 6, 4, 1. It's a very important order. 2 is not that scary. 2 exists. We acknowledge that it does. You have to iframe a couple of times, but... By the way, if you use your Y, the sync ability, whilst you're attacking, you do damage whilst you're sinking. We used it a couple of times, for among others, to avoid that bird in like the last part, or in the room 3. We just used it to kill an orb. I did not mean to kill the orb, but you know, we did kill the orb that way. We're gonna take this save, so we don't need to reset anywhere. We don't need to kill those. And we're gonna sink through the wall here. And that is the end of this room. Like, the room 2 is really easy. I say it's really easy. I have died to room 2 in, like, one of my learning runs. Because it's, Illusion of Gaia. And room 2 completely relies on getting successful iframes. Which means that you have to, like, double dash, slash, double dash, all in a second or 2, or a second at most, whilst you're like having invulnerability frames. And your invulnerability frames are as long as your attack animation. Your attack animation is not long. And that was badly aligned. That was my bad. We are going to go do room 3. We might grab a heal in this room.
Wait, room 3 again?
Room 5. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
It's the final room we do a shadow. We got every iframe thus far, which is really nice. Because that means we haven't taken damage yet, meaning that we can be a bit less careful on the lower parts, but... Okay, we also avoided that one properly. Okay, that is the first time I got that iframe. That iframe is really difficult because you're going upstairs and there are 2 things you have to go iframe through. So you have to go over 2 tiles in the length of your sword animation. And then there's this part, which went almost perfectly as well, although I messed up and did not do my dash properly. Let's not activate those mummies, because we can just fall through his wall, and activating mummies kind of hurts. Let's fall down. Let's iframe through the birds. And let's get the final shadow hieroglyph. Now there are 3 more to go, and could you scroll down to room 6 for me? Okay, that's the middle mummy doorways. Okay. There is something very thematic about every single room. And so by reading one line of my notes, I can tell in which, or what I need to do in every room. So because Coon here has my notes open, I can just easily look at it. In a normal run, I kind of do this blindly, which is kind of scary. I did that wrong again. I make that mistake so often where I just do it that way. Taking 1 heart of damage there is completely fine. It's not exactly a lethal room. Can I stop doing this? Okay, I might as well just punch this guy out of the way. Avoid the bird soldier. Or charge another special. This time we can charge a bit later because we need to ult first. Can I please stop doing this? This is like actually losing me quite a lot by doing something really goofy. Okay, we are actually really low health now, which is really nice because we're about to die again. With Shadow, it's faster to not die. With Will, it's faster to die. Because if you respawn as Will. So as Shadow, you don't have to become Will anymore, but as Will, we are already Will, so we don't have to walk through the first part of the dungeon anymore. Okay, that's 6. 4. What's 4 about? Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, I know this one. This one's a bit stupid. This is like the most lethal room of the dungeon of Bar Room 3. Also, there's an orb spam here again. You just kind of spam 6 orbs in a small corridor. They like doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, that set just looks awful there. Not gonna lie.
They want this game to be difficult, and I just took 2 hits, which is kind of scary, which means that I really can't take a hit on this part. Or this part. This one doesn't hurt. If you get hit in that one, that's kind of embarrassing. This one can. But you can also walk like a giant way around a bird, and the bird AI just messes up. Okay, this part is quite easily done. This one. You can spin dash whilst those walls are down, so you can just dash through. Walk away here, charge another one. The other one is scary. Let's start charging spin dash. We're gonna dash through that. We're gonna take a hit here because there are hidden enemies here. And okay, this is completely fine. 1 HP. This is actually perfect because now we can just spin dash to the end, and we get this hieroglyph. That room is so scary because there are invisible enemies on the single worst position you can put enemies.
Yeah, no, that room, I remember seeing it the other day for the first time, how you were like, just like underneath the spike zone. I was like, what? That's such a crazy room, all in all.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's stupid. Again, Pyramid is bad at game design. If they hadn't put those invisible enemies there, I would be fine with it, but they did. This room. Charge special. Go through that. And charge another one to get launched over this one. This one is just basically a bunch of charging your special. That's all you're doing in this one. Go left. Go right. We're gonna walk a bit down. Charge another special so we can go through all those orbs there.
What's it with this game and like just a ton of orbs?
That's kind of the theme of Pyramids. They just want to spam orbs in this part of the game. I don't know why. There. Dash through like that. Do one last one to get past this dude. And that is the final room from Pyramid. Now, in a little bit, we're going to get a cutscene. After that cutscene, we're going to do the second most difficult fight of the game. And after that, we have about 15 minutes left of things that should just go flawlessly. I need to... Oh, wait, I can't dive to the... On this one, you have to go to the beginning. I am a bit of a jerk there. Thank you. That's actually a really important one to equip it here. So yeah. We're going to... learn the Jackal. The Jackal was like the person who supposedly messed up my house. And the Jackal now tells about how an ancient biotechnology, which is basically just evolution put in overdrive, has been used to create demons to wage war. One of those demons is me. The others are Castos, the vampires, Viper. Let me see if I remember any other ones. Or I remember Mummy Queen and Sandworm.
Basically, you and all of the major bosses.
There is one more. There's one more, and that comes up in a little bit. After we beat the Mummy Queen, that's gonna come up. First, because I played loads with Melody, apparently those fire things go off, and now we killed the Jackal. Yay! Jackal's dead. We don't like Jackal. He's like the most evil and murderous mercenary that you can ever find. Now he's just kind of lying there on the ground. Yeah, so we now found out that we are one of the demons. That's why we've been able to kill the others without problems. That's how, for example, the angels didn't stop us. Okay, I need to quickly remember this. This is 3, and this is 2, and this is 5, and this is 6, and this is 4. Oh. And this is 1. Now a gate opens. We're now going to become Shadow, and because Shadow does a lot more damage than Will, and this boss fight is quite long. We are also going to take a heal here, because if I mess up my iframe through the orb, then I can't really take two times the damage from the Mummy Queen anymore, because we're massively underpowered for Mummy Queen. It doesn't matter in terms of damage. Like, my damage is still the same. However, she does 19 hearts of damage. Actually, 17, because I got the 2 upgrades. She does 17 hearts of damage to me. Oh, I need to quickly equip this one so I can actually avoid these attacks. And the first few cycles are not that difficult. After a little bit, it's gonna get a bit more difficult. Also, I need to make sure that I pull her through this side again. Even though that's less than ideal in terms of where she's gonna spawn now. Also, I took that much damage. But I need that for a little later on for a certain cycle. Yeah, okay, that rock bounced really badly for me. So now we're gonna have to become Shadow again, go through the early parts, get a heal because I got hit by the orb again. Mummy Queen is not fun. We have not come to the phase yet where she shows, or where I'm dependent on an audio or visual cue. However, Mummy Queen is deceptively difficult. Because even though, like, well, one, she can two-shot you, like most bosses in this game. I think the only exception to that rule is Sandworm and vampires. She's coming down, nice. She has a few options for attack on the start. She can either start rumbling and throwing rocks at me, or she can just float down like a good girl and, you know, not be a bothersome Mummy Queen that, you know, does bothersome stuff. So you avoid this by standing in that corner, going to the ground so you don't get hit, and by the time you get out of it, you go, you can attack her. This a bunch of times until she goes into second phase. Second phase is where that visual cue becomes important. This might be the second phase attack. I'm gonna have to be carefully for this. Oh no, it's not. It is gonna be a bit weird avoiding this. Okay, now she's in second phase. I'm actually gonna use this herb because I think this will save my life. Okay, I can actually see this really well.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to jump down now. That one. Missed it. That one. Gonna explode now. I went up again. That's again a bit awkward. Also, I'm no longer equipped that one. Ha. That form. I'm just gonna wait upstairs. This is less than ideal, but. Oh, she's. I forgot that her hitbox is longer than she even is.
That is rough.
So, yeah.
At least you know that you can see her like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Still, like, dying twice to Mummy Queen. I mean, I seriously have to mess up here to not get sub 230. Well, maybe not sub 230. Sub 230 is now... It's going to be exciting to see if we get that or not. But sub 235 is almost guaranteed.
What's your PB again?
250.
Good. Okay, so we're just gonna get another major PB today.
Unless I die a lot more to Mummy Queen, but
Let's not do that.
Mummy Queen is deceptively difficult. It's very precise of what you have to do, and her hitbox is longer in her like already super long form, and in the split forms it's wider than it looks. Also, she has like 3 different attacks that she does when she spawns, and most of them have a high chance of just, dealing a bunch of damage if I'm not fast enough on my slash. There, she's a bit low for my liking, but it doesn't really matter if she's flying low or high. Well, it does matter, but it doesn't matter much. Okay, now she's going into second phase, which means a 75% chance of getting a wheel and a 75% chance of getting to explode. That's an explosion. I'm going to have to be a bit careful in this. In that case, please don't spawn underneath me, like straight underneath me. Okay, I have no idea how I did not get hit there. I don't mind it. I like not getting hit. This is really bad RNG, by the way. It keeps using her slower attack. I'm gonna have to go up again. Which again is not good for me. That means that one of those might hit me. Okay, she went into good phase once, she went into good phase twice, and that's Mummy Queen. If Gaia cooperates, or the final boss, well, it's just technically not Gaia, but I'm not gonna say the name yet. The real name. The meme.
The Dark Mind.
If Gaia is cooperative, then this will still be able to go sub 215.
230.
Or 230, yeah, 215.
Sub
Sub 215 would be kind of high, going back in time and stuff.
That'd be very impressive.
I mean, regardless, we're looking at a 15 to 20 minute PB, like...
Yeah, we're gonna continue the family tradition then.
Yes.
First me with a 40-minute PB on FF6, and now here again with another 20-minute PB. Sounds about right.
By the way, you can close the laptop, like I don't need my notes anymore. Everything else is very simple. It's either going to be a bit of story, or it's going to be boss fights. We're gonna do boss fights again. Yay!
Well, every good RPG has some refights, right?
Yes. Except this time, these boss fights are easy.
I like easy bosses.
Basically, there's a few reasons why. The biggest one is you get all the prior upgrades except red jewel upgrades when you beat the boss. That's why Mummy Queen 1 is so difficult, because you did 3 dungeons without getting upgrades. Also glowing parachute, but so you effectively are 3 dungeons behind in what your stats should be. So now we got those 3 dungeons back again in terms of stats, which makes it a lot easier. By the way, in that chest there used to be the flute. That's where we find my magic flute, my magic flute of awesomeness. There's this portal here, and something fell out of my pocket. What could it be? Is it the crystal ring that we said we didn't have, but apparently we have? It was stuck in my flute. I don't know how I'm playing the flute when there's a ring stuck in there, but you know, I am. And here is where we find out something special. Here's where the first references to who the last demon is. Here's where we can go major tinfoil hat as well. Because apparently Kara had another crystal ring, only a light blue one. There's only 2 people with a crystal ring. The Warrior of Light and the Warrior of Darkness. aka the 2 demons. Or the 2 remaining demons. Are people connecting the dots?
Now I understand why you said at the start, you know, that her parents both have blonde hair.
Yes. Her parents have been trying to capture Will to force him to use him as a weapon. Kara was locked up as well. In a different style prison, but still in a prison. By the way, we're gonna take damage here, but we don't care, because if this goes well, are we gonna avoid damage altogether? Okay, somehow okay, no, we got hit once. Because Castos has the same amount of HP as the first time, only we do 3 hearts damage instead of 2.
Makes sense. That should make things easier.
So you don't 2-cycle him anymore. You do take 1 heart of damage if you have bad RNG, or if you have average RNG as well, but you know, most cycles will hit you. Oh well. Okay, now we're gonna do Viper again. Viper is a bit weird as Shadow. Because we can't really, like, dodge arrows as well as we could as Will. We're gonna have to, like, double hit him there. Although I went way too far out. Slap him a bunch of times. And we might be able to get him. Okay, we got 2 hits on him. Nice. So we we had like 1 1/3 cycle from him. Which is good. Actually, technically that's single cycle because he starts on a different part of the cycle. We just don't consider it single cycle. Yeah, she's fast. Don't underestimate how fast Kara is.
She is still walking while you're running, and she just keeps up
Again,
with you, no problem.
She has a running animation. It's not because she doesn't have a running animation. She has one. Yeah, we're gonna have to climb up the tower to save the world. Because, you know, demons are not good for this world. Now we're gonna see Vampire 2.0. Vampire 2.0 might still be, or still kind of scary if you're not like full health, which is the case for me. But it should never be lethal. It should at most. I did it a bit too early. There. That's what you can do. You can just avoid all incoming attacks that way. Vampires, where are you? That's Vampire 1. It's a lot easier than the other version. We're gonna take 1 hit there just because it's faster than ducking down, because we don't have to wait for him to come past us again. This means we have a little bit less health on Mummy Queen, but oh well. There. Oh, I'm walking the wrong way. Because I thought suddenly left was blocked up, but it's always left, right, left, right, left, right. So this is the Sandworm 2.0. This is the last bit of well, Gaia also has RNG. Oh, it's technically not Gaia. It's a different thing. We're gonna call it Gaia for now, just so we have something to reference. Luckily, we do 3 heart of damage now instead of 1, which is kind of nice. Also, we have a wider of an attack or of a attack animation, so it's a lot easier to get hits in. There.
Got some eggs. Guessing those are still the best possible outcome.
Yeah, they're always the best one. They keep them in place. Like in like one egg hatch, I was able to do as much damage as in 3 jumps. Like, or actually even more. But you know, like egg hatches are good for us. Oh, I just walked the wrong way again. I have no idea why I keep doing that. Go left here, not right. So now the Viper come to his senses and he realized that the Earth is about, the Earth is about to get destroyed. So he's gonna help us to the top of the tower. At least to a higher level. Maybe not the top yet, but at least to a higher level.
At least he's trying to help a little bit. That's a start.
Okay, Mummy Queen 2.0. This is the one of the there are only 2 bosses left. This is one that can still kill me. I have to seriously mess up for that, but it can still do a lot. They still do the same amount of damage as before. I just have a little bit more health. Or a little bit more armor, I should say, because my health is actually lower than my last fight, but I have armor, so that kind of compensates that. I stand there until she moves and then hug this corner. Slap her like that. It is just like repeating until she goes into second phase, and then I need to pay a bit more attention. Maybe 2 more hits for second phase. Second phase where everything can go wrong. Like first, I stopped taking damage in first phase pretty much or a while ago. Just because this is all scripted, and as long as you know how to dodge her and how to move, it's never going to be an issue. I missed that one. I actually can't see it that clearly into this background. Okay, there it is. It's a bit awkward doing it from this angle. It's still possible. But at some point, it's going to get way too small in space, so I'm going to have to go up. Fall down. Hopefully not get hit by one of the little ghost things. Missed the thing again. Kind of sucks. Oh well. Just 1 more hit left. Took a hit there, but that doesn't matter. Killed her. Okay, now it's a bunch of cutscenes. Then 1 more boss fight. And then we're golden.
Time is at the end of on the last hit of the final boss, or?
Yes, time is on the last hit of the final boss. Okay, so now the vampire, the sparkly little vampire is gonna take me up higher. I still don't like him.
I very much understand.
I mean, he's helping us save the Earth, but I still don't like him. Tara got taken up by the female vampire. Nice. I'm gonna take this portal because I do want to heal, because I can take 1 hit from Gaia. Or it can happen that I get hit once just because of RNG. And not getting a heal there means that it's kind of scary if you get hit by I believe it's a 5 heart damage attack.
It would have been a 2-shot otherwise.
Yeah, it'd be a 2-shot, so bad RNG could screw me over there. Anyways, here's my the dead body of my father. Basically, in the Tower of Babel, everything evolves a million times faster because of the light of the comet. You're actually talking. If you can read fast enough, then you can see what's happening. Sarah and me aren't affected because we are evolved humans or demons. So yeah, conspiracy. Here's where you fully find out that Kara is also a demon / evolved human, and that she has pretty much the same powers as I have, and she just looks nothing alike of her parents. It's really gonna come down to RNG if I can get that in 3 minutes. It's a fight that can take 3 minutes, but it can also take a lot longer.
We'll see. It'll be a massive PB either way, so that's
Yeah,
something.
that's definitely. And we're also under.
It should be sub-ultimo.
Yeah, that's sub-estimate. At least a time I'm like, I could submit this as my first time on the leaderboard. It's still not a time I'm happy with.
Like I
right
said,
now,
it's
but-
sub-ultimo.
Wait, there's someone higher than me. If this goes down.
236.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't even be the lowest
Yeah.
one. Yeah, okay.
I don't know if he still holds the Earthbound world record. He might still hold the Earthbound world record.
I don't know.
That guy.
I have no idea. I recognize very few names. In the beginning,
that's
when I
fair.
looked at the leaderboard, I recognized none of the names, even though they're quite like well known. Okay, these are spirits of people we know, like Seth, like Neil's parents, like Hamlet, because Hamlet's spirit is no different. Now they're gonna combine or give me their power. So Hamlet is now part of me. Hamlet, our hero.
Aww.
Together with all that power, we learn the Dark Knight's ultimate ability in Firebird. Firebird allows us for two things. First, we can fly through space. Pretty sweet. I mean, even if the Earth's gonna get destroyed, I can still just, like, fly away. Whee! Second part is I gain a ranged ability that you'll see in a bit. With, like, the graphics are really mediocre for it, but you know. So this is Dark Gaia, the final boss of the game. Nobody said Dark Mind? Is that? No? Okay.
Well, close enough to Dark Mind, but yeah. I see what you did there.
Only this is a comet. One is a giant floating eye, the other is a comet. I can just sink into the ground to avoid it, but I find it a fun little mini game when I'm on full health to try and avoid them instead. I could just sink into the ground and not care, but you know, this is more fun.
Memes are always good, right? We gotta love those.
Okay, there's one more hit left on him. We're gonna position ourselves towards the center to get the quickest kill possible, and that's that attack cancel. So this is Dark Gaia, final boss of the game. There's just a lot of spamming B and like occasionally pressing R and Y on the right time. The blue balls you need to destroy with Firebird. The yellow balls you need to destroy with Earth Block. And his main attack you need to sink for. You know, either 3 phases or 4 phases, kind of depending on RNG as well, and how fast you are. I don't know which one of the two it's gonna be. I think it's going to be 4 phase. I'm expecting 4 phase. When he starts attacking, by the way, it's completely random. Well, not completely random. There's bound to be a few levels of the electric attacks. Outside of that, it's just random. Okay, I did not get the 1 side or the 3 cycle. I also just didn't avoid the electric balls, which is kind of awkward. Getting a 4 cycle is about 30 seconds slower. Well, it's really difficult and like almost requires frame perfect input to get a 3 cycle. I just let go of one of my abilities too soon. Also, time is coming up now.
Time.
I'm sorry for not giving a warning for that.
Congrats on the PB.
Yeah. So That is Illusion of Gaia. Speedrun filled with run killers, Dark Souls level difficulty, and story holes or giant craters inside the story. This cutscene is amazing. It's 25 minutes long. We're not gonna watch that. I'm sorry.
It gives you guys a reason to try out the game yourself, I guess.
Yes, it's definitely a game worth trying. Also, I recommend the rest of the games from the series. They're Nickman Soul Blazer, they're both great big games as well. I haven't played them myself yet, but that's a different story. Anyways, that was the big finale for.
Yeah, we're gonna go into some afterthoughts real quick, as we're gonna close off stream for today. So. Yeah, any final statements?
I think I've done most of my final statements.
20
20-minute PB. Actually, it's 29-minute PB, but 20-minute PB.
Wait, it was a 250 you said, right?
Yeah, 250.
So
Or 19.
19
I'm
minute
being
PB.
I'm being really stupid. I've been this stupid today. I mean, I was stupid during my battle block run. I did some really stupid things during this run as well, but
But hey, 19-minute PB. Congrats
19-minute
on that.
PB. Yeah.
And you would have still made your original estimate as well, because you upped it by the end. In the
Yeah.
end, because you were like, 235 is going to be a bit clutch, but still, congrats on that. So yeah, with that, we'll be right back with you guys for some closing statements, and we will be, as we'll be heading off for this event. So yeah, we'll get that ready, and we'll be right back with you guys.